Hold up, Andrew. Yep. The Daily Dig Elevation Station. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Dig, Diggerland's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday educational series on construction equipment right here on Facebook Live at 1:30 p.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And for those of you who've been watching, you know what day it is. It's my favorite day of the week. It's Ride Friday, where we take a piece of construction equipment and show you how here at Diggerland, we turn it into a ride. We'll be going over the construction component of it, as well as the ride component of it. So that way you guys will learn a lot today. Stay tuned to the end because we have a really fun bonus home activity for all of you as well. Now, just something real quick. If you were watching on Wednesday, we'd like to start off by just apologizing about Wednesday's show. This is live. Sometimes mistakes are made. But you guys who've been watching us deserve better than that. So we'll be making up the farm tractors on Wednesday. So if you missed farm tractors or you couldn't hear, don't worry. We'll be redoing it on Wednesday so you'll get all the information and learn everything there is about farm tractors and more. So tune in Wednesdays, we make up the farm tractor day. But let's focus on today, Ride Friday, with the elevation station. Now, we call it the elevation station, but this is a lift. Now, lifts are great for what you think, lifting up, getting people to hard-to-reach areas. Now, this particular lift is amazing because it has all kinds of capabilities. As you can see, it has got some tires on the ground. That's so you can drive it around a construction site and get to where you need to go. Now, this particular lift has off-road tires. This can drive on asphalt, on concrete, and also in the mud, on the grass, in stone. This is made to get to a lot of different areas. You'll see a lot of lifts like this that might have smaller tires that don't have the grip that these tires have. And we'll get in closer for a look. And those are usually made for smooth surfaces, usually indoors, for wood floors or tile floors, or even driving around on asphalt or concrete. But this is an all-terrain lift that can get to all kinds of areas. The other great thing about this lift is it's mega powered. It is huge. It is made to hold 6 construction workers on that platform up top. Now, these lifts are generally referred to as scissor lifts. And if you saw the intro of the video, and as you'll see again in a few minutes, you'll see why. It looks like scissors. There's a scissoring mechanism in the center that when it raises up, will actually raise the entire platform up. Now, how does this work? with our old friend hydraulics. Now, if you've seen any of the videos, you know for every piece of construction equipment, we've had to use hydraulics to move the machines around, to do some digging, to move forward. And this vehicle is no different. We need hydraulics in order to power this machine. We have a hydraulic motor that fills our hydraulic cylinders with oil that actually pushes the machine forward so that scissoring mechanism can work. It's really amazing and really fantastic. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them during this video. You can start asking your questions now, and as soon as we can get to it, I'll start answering them. And if we miss your question, or if we miss your shout out, we'll do our best to get to it after the video. Or if you're catching us on a replay, we'll be happy to answer any questions in the future. So come on, let's go look a little bit closer at the lift. So we can see right here, here's our tires. Now you might notice, hey, those tires are off the ground. No, this is not a magic trick. These tires are not in use because we're not actually driving this machine around a site. This stays in place here, but even if we were working on a site, before we lift up, we would never want our support to be on the tires, because tires, although strong, aren't stable. So if you watched our digging with the backhoe and you saw us put down our stabilizers, then you'll notice that there's something very different here, or something very similar here. We have our stabilizers, or outriggers. Now, from the control panel, these hydraulic cylinders actually come down to these feet and stabilize this machine to the ground. And the machine has an auto leveler built into it. It's amazing. Once all legs are level, it actually says, okay, now you can raise up in the air. This machine's good to use. Now, for added safety, since this machine is not actually being driven around and stays right here on location, we actually have added some additional supports to this concrete pad to keep the vehicle stabilized. Here's the scissoring mechanism. This is what actually raises this whole platform. Now, right now, the platform's about 7 feet off the ground. Fully raised up, this platform will be 58 feet off the ground. Very compact how it comes down, but this is why it's so great to use scissor lifts to get to hard-to-reach spaces. Also around the machine, we have multiple compartments. We have controls from the ground. In case there's any kind of emergency, one of our coworkers or friends on the ground can actually bring this machine down from the ground. We also have our fuel tank. This machine's powered by diesel fuel, which is driving our hydraulic engine, which powers this whole machine and also allows it to be driven around. And there's a lot of other great features. There's hydraulic hoses channeled all through the machine. And like I said, there's controls on the ground as well. We have all kinds of backups in case this machine was to get stuck, that we can get it down safely with an operator on the ground. So let's watch this machine go up and down one more time from the ground here. And then you know what you guys are going to do? We're going to go up on the platform, and you guys are going to actually ride with me as we go all the way up to the top, and we'll see what there is to see around. So we're going to see this machine start up and rise up one more time. Andrew, go ahead and start the machine and bring it up and down one more time. Any questions so far? Did you guys see that? We went from 7 feet down here on the ground all the way up to 58 feet in the sky of that platform just by using that scissoring mechanism to stabilize it while the hydraulics powered it up. Now this wouldn't be Ride Friday unless you guys got to come on a ride with me. So come on, let's go take a ride. As always, feel free to ask any questions you might have about the scissor lift or about the ride, the elevation station, in the comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them before this video is over. Now, in order to safely get up there, we have this long ramp that we have to walk up, but this is to get us up on the platform safely, so you guys are going to be coming with me up the ramp as we get to our 7-foot-high deck to ride the machine. Now, this is really a powerful machine. As you guys heard it running, you could hear it was loud. You could hear the power of that motor. And the engine was actually driving the hydraulic system that raised the entire vehicle up. Now, you might notice there's not an operator up here on the platform. I'm going to be operating it today, but I have my buddy underneath the machine right now operating from the ground. He's using the ground controls, but like most lifts, there's going to be a ground control and an operator platform control. So we're going to be using the operator platform control today, and I'll be raising us up for you guys to take this ride with me. Hi, welcome, come on in. Here we are on our platform. Now for safety, we have 2 sets of gates here. So why don't you guys have a seat over here? And I'm going to take a seat over here. Now you guys might notice I have all my controls right here. I have my joystick for bringing us up and down, my stop button, and my actual controls for bringing us up and down. The joystick also, if I switch over, will work for driving the vehicle. It lets me turn the wheels, go forward, go backwards. So there's a lot this machine can do. All right, the machine's now running. So what time is it? It's time to go up. So by holding the safety button and bringing up the joystick, we can start going up in the air. Now, it might not look like much because from your perspective, you're at the same level as me, but trust me, we are going up high at a nice, great rate now. You might see the changes in elevation on the horizon behind me changing, but here we go up. Now, if I take my hands off the control, the vehicle's going to stop. That's a nice safety feature. I put my hands back on the controls. Here we go up again. Now we are as high as all of the light towers in the park right now. And we're still going up nice and high. So we've actually, when a worker's normally working on here, or up to 6 workers are working on here, they can walk around. They usually would have a harness on and tie themselves off to the edges. But we actually have seats on this machine, so you can have a nice seated ride up. And there's actually seat belts to hold you into your seat. So here we go. When I reach the highest point, the machine's going to stop on its own and say, hey, you can't go any higher. All right, so we've reached that top point. So here we are at the very top of the elevation station. Let's take a look around. You can see our soaring eagle tower. That's 130 feet tall. You can see our spin dizzy, our first ride from Ride Friday. Look how far off in the distance it is. You can see our ropes course, which is also 60 feet tall. Take a look around. Look at all these. What a view up here. You can see the tree lines. It's spring. You start seeing the buds on trees. You can see all of our other courses. You can see our backhoe and our dumper truck from some of our previous episodes. And look off in the distance. You can see construction. What is that? That's the water main. You can see the concrete's been poured. All the pools are in place. The cabanas are built. All of the buildings are built. We have our dining pavilion, our cafe, our locker rooms and restrooms, and the water slide towers. We have 2 fun slides heading down that still needs to be finalized and built. There's still some concrete that needs to be poured around the park, but the water main's moving along, and we're really excited for when we get to open and share the water main with all of you. It's included with the admission to Diggerland. There's no extra charge for the water main. I don't know how good you guys can see, but it's actually clear enough that I could see about 4 buildings off in the distance of the skyline of Philadelphia. The camera might not pick that up, but if you were on this ride, you could look off in the horizon line and actually see some of the Philadelphia skyline. It's amazing when you get up this high what a changed perspective it is. I can see a lot of water towers, cell phone towers, and a lot of towers off in the distance. This is really, really a great view and a great perspective on what it's like to be a construction worker and how high you actually have to go to work on certain items, like if we were working on the side of a building. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I'll be happy to start answering questions or just give you guys a shout out if you're watching. Oh, Marco, watching from Cancun. Thanks for watching from so far away. Hope the weather's nice there. Luis, can't wait to bring your grandson. Well, we can't wait till we can reopen and have your grandson here. And here we see, you have a really great view of all of Diggerland from up this high. You can see our pavilions, our cafes, our gift shop, our arcade building, our bathrooms, and so much more. You can see some of our neighbors off in the distance with their warehouses. And again, you see all the cell phone towers and water towers from up here. There's a lot of great things to see up there. Anthony from Boston wants to know, how high are we? Well, my feet are actually at 58 feet high. I'm 5'5", so my head level right now, it's around 63 feet, 64 feet high. But that's a great question. Rose, thank you. I appreciate being welcome back. I'm sorry I wasn't here on Wednesday. I had something personal I had to take care of, but thanks for welcoming me back. It's nice to know that we have some dedicated viewers out there. All right, so we're going to ride back down, and as I promised, we have some bonus activity at the end of today's video, a fun activity that you can do at home with your family. So let me get back into my seat, I'll bring us back down, then we'll go and do our bonus footage. Okay, so again, I need to have my hands on the safety control before I can bring it down. So both my fingers are actually working together. So if I let go of either side, it's actually going to stop this vehicle. And that way, if I need time to think, or if I took my hand off right away, this vehicle stops. And there's also an emergency stop button in case I really need to stop it right away. So here we go, back down to the ground, and you'll hear it's going to get louder as we get closer to the motor. Now hopefully you can see this perspective of us going back down. You're level with me, so it doesn't look as exciting, perhaps, but let me tell you, this is a lot of fun up here. And this is also made of steel, but steel is always made with some flex. So on windier days, you could actually feel the swaying as you would at the top of a tall building, that they're made to sway with the wind a little bit. Also, another fun feature of this vehicle is we have these platforms that can slide out and in depending on our work application. If we needed a wider platform, this machine could become wider. If we need to get in tight spots, we can actually push them in and have it shorter. We have both platforms about 25% of the way out right now. So here we come back down to the deck. Hi Karen, we can't wait to have you here either. We think you'll have a great time with your kid here. All right, so I've actually slowed down. I didn't do it, the computer in the machine's doing this. For the last few feet down, it's slowing me down so I don't go too fast into the ground and get a nice big thump. So now I'm down all the way. So now I'm going to turn off the machine. And now, thanks for riding with me on this Ride Friday in the elevation station, but we're not done yet. We have a bonus fun activity that you guys can do at home. So we came in the entrance, now we're going to go back out the exit. Again, thanks for riding with me, that's a lot of fun. We've actually been wanting to film this one for a while, but the past 2 Fridays, it's been so windy. It was actually too windy to operate this ride. Now we can operate this ride in winds up to 27 miles per hour, but once we go above 27, it gets a little too shaky and the manufacturer doesn't recommend we operate anymore. So for safety reasons, we've had to postpone this one. But we're so excited you could join us for this Ride Friday and ride the elevation station with us. And I'll tell you, after riding a ride, I get real thirsty and I need something really refreshing. So one of my favorite things to have here at Diggerland is the Diggerland lemonade. It's one of our most popular drinks because we actually make fresh squeezed lemonade here. But since we're not open right now, we want to teach you how you can make your own fresh squeezed lemonade at home. So joining me over here is our chef, Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello, guys.
All right, we got to keep our distance so we both have our own tables, but he's going to teach me how to make Diggerland's famous fresh squeezed lemonade today. You can make this at home with 4 simple ingredients, and they're so simple. First, you're going to need lemons. Hopefully you have lemons at home. If you have lemons, you probably have everything else you need in order to make this drink. The other thing we need is a sweetener. We're going to be using simple syrup. Some people have simple syrup at home, some don't. We'll talk about a substitute once we start making it. Then we just need 2 other ingredients that you're sure to have at home: water and ice. All right, so Chris, I see we have our lemons here, our simple syrup, our water, our ice, and our cups. How do we start? What do we do?
Picking up a lemon.
All right, so we take out our lemon, good.
Find the center.
We find the center.
Hold it with that. Cut it right in half.
All right, so kids, ask your parents for help with this part. We have to cut our lemon in half. And you know what? I just realized I should probably have my gloves on. So let me put my gloves on. Don't worry, the only person who's going to be drinking this lemonade is me, but I'd like to have my gloves on for safety reasons. All right, so far, and at home, you should just wash your hands before preparing any drink or meal. All right, so we've cut our lemon in half. Now, how does this work? Do we just throw both lemons right into the cup?
No, we're going to put the half a lemon in the lemon squeezer.
So you only need half a lemon,
Yes.
and you're putting it right in your lemon press.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see what you do. Wow, so by using a lemon press, you can just squeeze all the juice out, and that's all the juice you need for a lemonade?
That's correct.
Okay, but you know what? I don't have a lemon press at home. You guys might, but I personally don't. So, let me ask you a question. Are there other things I can do, Chris? I have this beater. Can I push the lemon on top of the beater to get the juice out?
You sure can.
All right. So pushing the lemon on top. Oh, look at that. The lemon juice came right out. But what if I don't have a beater? Would it be okay if I just took my spoon and pushed into the lemon?
That'll work as well.
Okay. So here we go, pushing in. Now let's say I don't have a beater, I don't have your fancy press, and I don't have a spoon. Can I just squeeze it with my hand?
Absolutely.
Wow, so just by squeezing it, I can get the lemon in here. Now, hopefully at home, you have a nice strainer you can put the juice through in case you get any seeds in like I did. Or, you might just want some seeds in your cup, or you could pick them out. But I'm going to be using a straw, so hopefully I won't be sucking up any seeds. So now that I have my lemon juice, what's the next step?
We're going to need a full cup of ice.
So a cup of ice. Okay, so I got my cup. How much ice should I put in it? Halfway?
A little more than halfway.
More than halfway. The colder, the better. All right, so I got my ice.
And then you got your fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Got my hand-squeezed lemon juice.
Pour it on top.
Yep.
And you're going to need 4 squirts of simple syrup.
All right, so we're taking simple syrup and we're doing 4 squirts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I don't have simple syrup, can I just use a sugar and water mixture?
Yes, you can mix sugar and water.
Oh, so by mixing normal sugar and water, we could use it as a substitute for simple syrup. But at Diggerland, we use simple syrup. That's our not our secret ingredient, but it's our procedure for making it. All right, so I have my simple syrup or sugar water. I have my lemon. I have my ice. What's missing?
We need to fill the rest with water.
So we fill it up with water. Now what? Give it a little stir.
Give it a little stir.
All right, well, I got my spoon from squeezing my lemon from before. Now, do I have to do anything else?
No, put a lid on top, put straw in, and it's good to go.
All right, so you might not have a lid at home if you just want to use a normal glass, and you could choose a straw or not. So let's see. Wow, after riding the elevation station, that sure is refreshing. Thanks, Chris. So again, those ingredients are lemon, simple syrup, water, and ice. Only half a lemon needs to be squeezed in, so if you have a couple lemons, you can make a delicious treat for the whole family. We have our 4 pumps of simple syrup, our ice, and our water, and now you have a refreshing drink after you ride a ride with me by watching on a video, or when you actually get to ride a ride, or after any fun activity. It is a very refreshing drink. One that you can make at home. So we have our fresh squeezed lemonade here. Thank you, Chris. Now, let me just check to see if there's any questions. No questions coming through? All right. So we thank you for joining us on this Ride Friday here at Diggerland. While we rode the elevation station, which is a great scissor lift ride that we've taken the construction scissor lift and turned it into a ride. And we've also learned how to make fresh squeezed lemonade. So we thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live for our educational series, The Daily Dig. We thank you for joining us and hope you have a great day.